What's good, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about woke DEI slop in gacha in Umamusume. Or is it really? People are absolutely freaking out, going nuts. This is sort of Western versus Eastern right now happening. Woke DEI versus a lot of people in JP who just want to enjoy their favorite games. So as we know, Umamusume has been a pretty big gacha in JP, and last year they actually had their global release after a number of years that came to huge, massive success, right? It was basically this global cultural phenomenon that we haven't seen for a while in the gacha space. That was Umamusume. Everybody loved these horse girls. People were obsessed. Like, you couldn't go on Twitter without people talking about these horse girls. Essentially, what has happened is that in Umamusume, you have what's called scenarios, which is what you play through after, like, leveling your Umas, right? You play through the game, you level your Umas, you get all the stats that they need, and then you take them through scenarios, and that is basically the game. And recently, they released a scenario that's based in America, okay? And this is why they have this little thing right here, Uma in America. Al-Mid-I Umamusume Pretty Derby, okay? All right. So we kind of get the point, right? The Japanese Umas came to America, okay? Within doing so, obviously, there has been some representation that has occurred, where you have a lot of Umas that are very dark-skinned, okay? There are Umas that are very dark-skinned, and they have a lot of traditionally black features, including, like, different types of hair, right? That's what's happening. So, as you could expect from Twitter, as you could expect from gacha Twitter, as you could expect from a lot of people in the West, they have seen this, and they have immediately pointed fingers, and they have gone, what is this woke slop? Because Twitter does what Twitter always fucking does, is point fingers and go, oh my god, this woke DEI slop is ruining my favorite gacha games. How dare you try and insert this black representation into this JP game? JP doesn't even want this. In 2026, a lot of people in the West, when it comes to games, see any kind of, like, minority representation, and people immediately have to pull out, oh, they're doing it because it's, like, woke DEI. The same way when they see, like, any kind of gay representation in games, they go, it must be woke DEI. This is targeted. This is the agenda to take over the world, right? It's, hey, yeah, black equals woke is wild. Exactly. Any sort of black representation equals woke and DEI and must be an agenda to transform media. The woke is invading Japan. We have this tweet over here by Rima. Please turn them into an Uma idol group. How about not fucking up Japanese things with your racial insecurity? So there's a lot of people in the West who are seeing this current Uma scenario, seeing these black Umas, and people are immediately going, well, can you just stop, like, this purity test of Japanese culture going, how about we stop fucking things up with your racial insecurity? Yeah, Westerners trying to think that they know what's best for Japanese culture and what the Japanese would like. So, like, people cosplaying and role-playing as being JP themselves have no fucking clue what the JP actually thinks. Because you'll be surprised to learn that JP actually thinks this is really cool. This is so funny because how do you get both points you were trying to make wrong in one go? I'm a white woman and this is official content. I did not make this, Shy Games did. And this is someone from Kuhei Takeoka. I've never been so glad that Japanese people are bad at English. Right after Cygames made this classy gesture that doesn't directly contribute to revenue, these guys are over here hurling insults at each other, calling their debate opponents idiots, tourists, and insisting that we're the ones who's right. The food turns bad is exactly this. The joy at the dinner table isn't just supported by the plates, but by the guests' attitudes too. So JP people in Japan are fed up of both sides. They are fed up with people just arguing over politics when it comes to games. They just want people to enjoy the games. They don't care about whatever political discourse that goes on in the West. Okay. oh, like, woke DEI, and then the other side being like, yo, shut the fuck up, like, you're wrong, this is representation. Meanwhile, people in Japan, they just want to enjoy their game. Umamusume recently added black characters as part of an American-themed update, and it has sparked a lot of debate. Japanese fans have voiced frustration over Western audiences bringing this kind of controversy into their games and media. Some fans feel the inclusion was unnecessary or politically motivated, particularly given how minor the characters' roles are. Others disagree, arguing the designs are based on real horse grooming traditions and make sense within the American theme. This is far from the first time an anime or game has been caught up in this kind of debate, and many Japanese fans are simply tired of the infighting getting in the way of their enjoyment. How is adding black characters to a game politically motivated? Because currently, in this political climate that we are in with the West, specifically when it comes to like gaming culture, people see representation of any kind of minority representation, and a lot of people's immediate thoughts in Western media is to be, this must be the woke agenda. This must be this like dog shit leftist liberal woke agenda to, you know, infect us all. We know this happens, right? Every time you see an ugly woman in a game, it's always, oh, this is the woke agenda. As soon as you see a black person who's a main character in a game, it's the woke agenda. Every time you see gay representation, it must be the woke agenda. And now we have Cygames, a Japanese-based company, doing a Uma scenario in America, and they're representing it by including some black Umas. And here's the thing, guys, I don't know if you know this, but there is black people in America. I don't know if you, there's like, what, like 14%, 50% of the population in America is black? Shock horror, there's a lot of black people in America. And are we surprised that when Cygames decides to do a scenario based in America, the Umas, some of them are black? Is this supposed to be like a thing that's shocking? Right? But like, these Umas are like dark-skinned black. They have braids, they have cornrows, like they have very much black features, right? I feel like the people getting mad at this are just like projecting their own political like agendas, or they're projecting their own like insecurities on the matter, and honestly probably projecting their actual racism. Like, if your first thought, if you see black representation in an American scenario for Umamusume, is to be like, oh my god, ew, I'm going to think you're just a little bit racist. I'll be real. There are also black horses, but also the Umas are horses, and they're also people. And black people exist in America. They're about 14% of the population. As a black guy, it was only particularly annoying when they hijacked my race to push genders, i.e. race swapping already established character diversity. This isn't that. These are their own characters. Exactly. They're just new characters because they are Umas in America, okay? Black people exist. It is not a crime. Representation like this is not pushing a woke agenda. Like honestly, it would be an agenda if they didn't have black representation. Going woke, get the fuck out. The only ones who have issue with these black Umas are racist clowns whose opinions don't matter. I've been seeing Japanese accounts loving these black characters. There's nothing wrong with this whatsoever. And here we go. Since the OP deleted the original post, Abba reposts the images here. These images are really good and they deserve to be seen. Okay, so we have these characters. These people don't know what woke means, and they just like, it's a buzzword. It's a buzzword that people just like parrot around because like it scores the internet points with like certain like communities online. All Umas are beautiful and cute. If you don't like Umas because of their appearance, you're a piece of shit and get out of our hobby. I'm so glad Cygames decided to make dark-skinned Umas because the clan side of the fandom is actually deleting and crying over this. LMFAO. Global fans win. Look at this shit. How about not fucking up Japanese things with your racial insecurity? Deleted Umamusume after they put blacks in it. Did they take a bath in mud or what? Why do they look ugly? Oh my fucking god. Like, Shy Games actually undergoing a massive filtering. Meanwhile, people in JP, the kids are so cute. Shy Games, give me a playable black horse and you can have my first child. People in Japan are like, this is awesome. This is so cool. We like this. We all like this stuff, but a lot of people in global, no, you've got black people in my game when you're basing it in America? How dare you? I hate this racist shit. Get him out. I'm uninstalling this woke DEI nonsense. Get the fuck out of here. Meanwhile, JP, they just want to fucking enjoy their game. They just want to play Umamusume. They want to have fun. They want to do these new scenarios, okay? Japanese fans are completely fed up. Let me explain why. 1. The wholesome start. Side Games added cute brown-skinned horse girls purely as an aesthetic choice. Fits the American-themed scenario perfectly. JP fans, she's adorable. This makes total sense. 100% positive vibes, fan art exploding everywhere. The virtue signaling storm. Then loud voices from the West jumped in. This is racist. Don't depict black characters like this. Not real horses. Leads to toxic replies, harassment, and drama everywhere. The silent disconnect. Now JP fans are just exhausted and done. Common reactions are, this is exactly why I avoid the English-speaking community. The overreaction ruined the fun for everybody. Actively distancing themselves, muting and blocking English threads. The validation-seeking loop. Some overseas users keep asking, don't Japanese people actually hate this too? Trying to get agreement/validation. JP response, mostly silence or straight up, no, we think she's cute. Stop projecting your issues onto us. This just makes the critics double down with more delusional takes like they're lying / being brainwashed. The whole thing started as innocent joy and it got poisoned by imported drama. Now JP's side is quietly stepping back. It's sad because the new designs were nice, inclusive touch from Side Games, but the loud minority wrecked it. And the problem with this, guys, the problem with this happening is that now Side Games is getting like pushback. Side Games are getting pushback and a lot of JP are getting upset because now politics from the West is being drawn into their sphere and into their games, and it's making people not want to engage with it as much anymore. It's making a lot of JP people not want to engage with it. And of course that puts pressure on Side Games because now who knows in the future if they'll do stuff like this again. They'll be less inclined to want to be a little bit more diverse, to, you know, have a bit more representation in the scenarios of the places that they go to if they're going to be getting pushback to like this kind of extent. Will they not? It's like political rot has invaded people's brains. It's invaded people's brains. No, everything has to be about politics rather than just enjoying the media and the IPs that you like. As how much I'm glad that those racist tourists are out, I'm concerned that this proves further how the very same folks who demand to keep politics out of my game and anime are also those who are actively occupying fandoms to spread their racist and far-right rhetoric. I mean, we're all aware of what this is referring to, right? I think we could all see exactly what it's referring to. Guys, do you remember the Twitter community Gacha Grail? Yeah, that wooer community Gacha Grail that was supposed that whole shtick. The whole shtick was to be this like purist, anti-LGBT, anti-representation, all that sort of things. There's a lot of people on Gacha Twitter who are, let's be honest, kind of, you know, using their beliefs to spread a sort of right-wing rhetoric in gacha games to keep things pure, to keep things white, to keep things straight, to keep things, because they believe that's what like CN and JP wants. That's what JP wants. That's what CN wants. They hate gays. They don't like anything that's representative. Be pure. Like this weird purity testing that they do, that they disguise it as being purity testing, but it comes across as just being like pushing right-wing agendas when it comes to being on Twitter. And it is a large portion. It is an absolutely large portion that comes out of the woodworks in online spaces. And it's happening, and it's been a growing part of like that community that's been happening on Twitter. That thus learning from that pro-Palestine fan art backlash, social justice and DEI is too political for them. Yet somehow joking about how Coldstone Light O's Neko song sounds like a certain slur, which is clearly not, seems to face little to no backlash whatsoever. Still, it's hilarious yet pathetic knowing how these very same Val tourists are indeed frail snowflakes, proven by how trigger easy they've always been over petty stuffs like addition of black Umas or a Puerto Rican headlining the halftime show or city celebrating Ramadan, right? So it's one of those things where, like, if it leads more into the right-wing kind of nature of things, those people clap and cheer, but as soon as they see a black Uber, it's, oh my god, I'm uninstalling the game. Side games, you suck. This woke DEI slop, you suck. Brother, those people call other snowflakes when they are, in fact, the biggest snowflakes around. If you see a black Uber and your instinct is to uninstall the game, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna start thinking you're the problem too. I'm gonna be real. Okay, so can I ask how the Japanese reaction to the new idols has been? I've seen a lot of positive claims that Japanese fans also do not like. Okay, we have a look at this. It's kind of like, whatever. It's not a big deal, right? There are already nearly 700 non-playable mob Umamusume to begin with. And since the stage is America, adding about 20 black characters makes it 20 out of 720. What's the issue with that? Fans who pay attention to the fine details or mob Umamusume enthusiasts would probably be thrilled, no? It's not a big deal. JP were cool with it. They were excited about it. But it's only the West that seems to be pent up and angry again because, oh, my DEI slop. Honestly, my personal opinion, it's beyond a fucking joke. Black people exist. It's fine to have representation. JP finds it cool. Arguing about this kind of shit just makes people distance themselves from it. And it's just not an issue. I really am. There's also white Umas coming. People are just harping on the black ones. Yeah, no, because they see black skin and then they're like, oh, ew. If that's your reaction, I'm sorry. You're a fucking racist. Dude, do the black Umas run faster? Do the black Umas run faster? See? That's funny. You see, that's the kind of like funny discourse I think people would accept. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell when things are DEI or not, and this isn't one of them. No, exactly. This is not one of those moments at all. And I think it's weird to be introducing politics into things where, like, it doesn't need to be. It really doesn't. That's why people are mad. The black Umas are faster than the white ones. Oh boy. So, guys, type 1 if you think this is like ridiculous. If you think this whole scenario is fucking ridiculous, type 1. If you think this is woke DEI slop, type 2. Genuinely, does anyone actually think that this is a woke DEI agenda? Because if you genuinely do, I want to have a conversation with you. If you genuinely think this is some woke DEI agenda pushing bullshit, I would actually genuinely love to have a neutral, normal conversation. Narqual, I'm interested to hear your reasoning. Why you think this is woke DEI slop? I'm very curious. I'd love to hear your take. If their objective is to represent America, shouldn't they release more white horses? There are also going to be white horses. It's not just black Umas. Because that's like saying, like, oh, if most of the US is white, then surely, if they want to do representation, then there should be mostly white Umas. Why did they only show the black Umas? Why is that a problem? I'm asking, why do you think they only showed the black Umas? Because it's different. It's Umas in America. And, like, what a way to show off, like, Umas in America if the first ones that you kind of show are black Umas. Guess what? Black people exist in America. Like, if you're going to advertise, like, a scenario, right? And it's in America and it's new and you're introducing, like, black Umas, I don't really understand what the problem with that is, to be honest. People would surely love to see the 710th NPC white Uma. Where's the logic in that? If they wanted to represent America, they should have shown more white Umas. They're going to have more Umas. I don't care if they only show black Umas. I just think if the objective is to represent America, it shouldn't be only black Umas featured. If that's how you feel, that like, if they're going to do representation, they have to accurately portray the actual percentage populations in every frame of the game. Right? Like, if in every, like, time they introduce a new set of characters, they have to, like, specifically match the population percentage breakdowns to accurately do representation. You know, in that case, get the Mexican Umas in there. Get the black Umas in there. Get the Native American Umas in there. Get the white Umas in there. You know, they get the Italian one. Get them all in there, right? Get them all in there. I mean, yeah, they should. That to me, that's more woke DEI than this. You are literally advocating for woke DEI. Do you understand? Like, if every frame and every time they do something, they have to be accurate representations by the percentages, you are unironically advocating for woke DEI in everything in every game ever, no? So actually, you're for woke DEI. Yeah, like, where are the gay trans ace Umas too? You're unironically advocating for something that's more woke than everything else. Did you assume I wasn't woke before? Brother, when I asked you the question, I asked the question, guys, do you think this is fine? Or do you think this is woke DEI slot? Press 2. And you typed 2. They should add black trans Umas on wheelchair. That would be great DEI. I have been woken to the truth. Okay, so I'll be real. I think I might have checkmated, bro. I would argue that DEI in video games has increased negative sentiment towards a lot of the groups included. Literally, like a lot of people are now using this whole like false representation DEI thing to actually attack minorities in groups. Like they push this thing of like, you should hate this, you should hate this, you should hate this. Then they adopt that mentality, and now suddenly they just hate anything with those representations of minorities in it. That definitely happens, like 100%. Unless you mean purely negative impact in gaming. No, it's not necessarily just in gaming. It's about like in general, right? Because like, let's be real, a lot of people play games now. Like a lot of the working population plays fucking video games. So video games and the political impact and the social commentary that surrounds it actually affects a lot of people's views outside of gaming too, right? Both sides are now using race and diversity in order to push political opinion. That's the thing. Like this whole DEI thing has been hijacked by like both fucking sides in order to push political agendas. Just play the fucking games. Just play and enjoy games. Stop using these things to hijack it to push political fucking nonsense when people just want to play video games. That's how I feel. Honestly. Just both sides. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Play the fucking games. If it's good, it's good. If it's shit, it's shit. Who cares? Just enjoy the fucking video games. Like, goddamn.